Hey y'all, welcome to the Healed Yet podcast, where we normalize the lifelong journey of healing and provide those with support along the way. I am your host, Majaya, a licensed social worker in Texas, and let's get right to it. Hey y'all, welcome back. I know it has been a while since my last episode, but I've been so busy just with being a mom, working on all of these other amazing things that I have been trying to prepare for y'all. But this one topic that has been on my mind for over a week now, and I'm like, God wants me to really speak on this because I think it's so relevant for everyone. And the topic is called surviving your waiting season. What do I mean by waiting season? So, waiting season can be a very hard time in your life. It's literally the hardest period in your life. But it's important because this is where growth is found. This could be a time where you learn more about yourself and also your relationship with God. What do I mean by waiting season? It's a period in your life where you feel you are waiting for a change. Like you just been doing everything. You've been going to church. You've been praying. You've been working on yourself. You've been a good mom. You've been working on this promotion, being the best employee, and you just still feel stagnant. You feel like nothing is happening, nothing is changing. This area of your life is just not progressing. That's what I mean about waiting season. Are you currently in a waiting season in some part in your life that's just not moving for you? Whether that's like a relationship, career, marriage, love overall, friendship, finances. We all have a waiting season at some point in our lives, and it can be in different areas, not in the same area. But I feel like it's a hard time, and in that time, it really tests your faith in God. But during this time, it can become so lonely because even though you're socializing with people, you're getting out, you're doing things, but you still just have that period of time where when you're by yourself, you think about these things and you still feel lonely. And then that time, in that dark time, that's when depression or anxiety creeps in. That's when those negative thoughts creep in. And in your waiting season, it may be hard for other people to understand, and you may not open up to people about what it is that you're waiting on because in this time you're still trying to figure out how to get out of this spot. It's really a hard time. It's a hard time. It's a feeling that I can't truly explain, but I definitely feel that I was in a waiting season, or technically I'm still in a waiting season for some things in my life. And during this season, it has tested my faith. And I know for some of you, it's testing your faith too. But in this time, I really want you to trust God's timing and not your own. Because I think when we plan out life and we plan out all these things that we have going on for ourselves, we think that it's supposed to be like a checklist. Okay, check this off. I got this, I did that. These are how things are supposed to happen in my life. This is how things are supposed to happen in my life. I'm supposed to get this degree. I'm supposed to graduate, get this job, make this life for myself, for my family, and then boom, everything go left. And you're wondering, like, where did I go wrong? I did everything right. And that's when y'all ever heard that saying that God laughs at our plans. Because I know he laughed at me so many times because life showed me, nope, this is not the way God had it planned for you. But you know that God won't bring you to anything that he's not willing to help you through. So in your waiting season, this is the time where God is testing your faith, where God is trying to get you to grow. It's a time where you find yourself. In this time, you don't want to rush your waiting season. Don't rush it. You're right where you are for a reason. In this time, You need to embrace it. Embrace every part of this season because it's going to be a part of your testimony. It's going to be something that allow you to become the person that you are meant to be. And this time, use this time of your waiting season to find yourself, to find what you like to do. What is it about you that you want to change? Work on your mental health, work on your physical health. Get into routine appointments with your primary care physician. Get you a therapist. Work on your mental health. Get outside more. Become a part of a group, a book club. Do something that you think, something you've always wanted to do, but you haven't gotten to. This is a time where you can work on the other areas in your life while God is straightening out that one area that you are so busy focusing on. In this time, you can actually find out what it is that God wants for you right now. And it can be all of those other things that I just mentioned. Maybe it is not time for you to find love. Maybe it's time for you to work on finding out what your career is, or working on your passion, on your business. Maybe it's not that season for you to have that particular thing that you want, but not saying it's not going to happen, but maybe it's just not the time for that. And you need to find more out about you. In this time, also, you can find yourself comparing yourself to other people because you're looking at those people who have the things, or you think they have the things that you want, or they have the things that you working so hard for, or that you work so hard for. And you're comparing yourself like, I know I did more than this person, or you just spent so much time worrying about what other people have that you don't. And in this time, you miss out on all the great things that's happening in your life. When you're so focused on what other people have, comparing yourself, like they say, comparison is the steal of joy. You'll never find happiness in your life if you're constantly comparing yourself to someone else. When you don't even know what that person has been through to have what they have. They may have already went through this season and this period in your life that you're in. So use this time to find gratitude because when you're comparing, you're obviously lacking gratitude and you're not happy for the things that you have. You're losing sight of what's happening in your life and the things that you could be learning from in this period in your life. To to get rid of that comparison part, I think social media breaks are very necessary in this time because that's that's the number one place people compare themselves at. Instagram, Facebook, you're watching what someone else has, or things like that cause you to become jealous, which comparison and jealousy is the human thing to do when you're in a dark place. So don't feel bad. It's all about identifying, yes, I'm jealous, and you know what, I need to take a break, or I'm comparing myself, I need to pull back from social media for a week or even 24 hours or something, just so I can fully meditate on my life and really become more present in my waiting season, so I can fully embrace what it is that God wants me to learn right now. Because social media and many other things become a distraction to where you're not fully reaping the benefits of your waiting season. So in this time, I also recommend showing up for yourself. Show up for yourself in this time. Like I stated, focus on being more present in your life so you can fully enjoy your life in this time. It's so many things you can learn and grow from in your waiting season. But in order to really grasp that, you have to become more present. When you are present, it pulls you away from the anxiety because either you have anxiety because you're thinking about the future, or you have anxiety because you're thinking about the past, all the things you've done so far, and you don't feel the progress. So become more present and understand that in this time, God wants you to seek Him, period. God really wants you to really sit down and have this conversation like, God, what is it that you want from me in this time right now? What is it that you want me to do? What is it that you want me to learn? What God really just wants the conversation. And when he sits you down and get you in that quiet spot, it's not for you to become lonely or depressed. It's because now he's like, I done pulled all you away from all these distractions. I know how to get you to talk to me. And that's what he wants. That's exactly what he wants. God wants to be included in everything that you do. So don't look at this period as a depressing part because it can feel like that. In this time also, you need to surround yourself with people who make you feel your best. In your waiting season, you need that support. You need that love. You need that one-on-one time with family or friends, anyone that make you feel your best because you're probably already beating yourself up. You're probably already having doubts of things. You need to surround yourself with people who remind you of how great you are. And they don't even have to tell you, but just hanging out with you, their energy, the things that they do or say, or how you make people feel, make you feel good too. Do things for other people. Volunteer in this time. Do something that will make you feel great about yourself. That's what this all about. You don't have to be getting something back from everything that you do. When you volunteer in your time or when you find yourself being a help for something or someone, that can make you feel good about yourself. So try to do those things more often too. And of course, I'm always going to talk about journaling because journaling has got me through a lot of things in my life still to this day. I've been journaling since I was like 12 or 13 years old. So for me, I'm able to look back at the times in a period in my life where things was hard. And then now that I'm in a waiting season for something else, I have those journals to go back to and be like, you know what? Look at this. Look at this girl I was a year ago or 2 years ago who was crying, thinking that, I wouldn't be where I am today. It gives you feeling of hope and you're able to read and watch what God did for you in that time, which will now help you remember that you gonna get through this time too. So journal during this time so you can read back on how far you've come, your growth, and be honest with yourself. If you're not open to talking to people about how you feel, you can put your all on a piece of paper, your tears and everything about how you feel. Things that you don't feel comfortable telling people, even if you find yourself being jealous or hurt or um, pain about something, put all of that on paper if you don't want to talk about it. That will help you dump everything out of your mind so you can become more present into where you are now. Meditate. If you don't know how to meditate, YouTube was the start for me. I started off with only being able to do 2 or 3 minutes, 5 minutes, and eventually you'll get better at it. This quiet period is the time you need because that's the only way we can figure out what we need to do, how to talk to God, how to listen to God. It gets real quiet in this period of time also so you can hear God. Because if you're so busy moving around, you have all the wrong people around you, you are doing a lot to distract you from what you need to be focused on, you'll never be able to hear what it is that God wants from you right now. So that's what you need to see this period as. Don't see it as anything negative. Try to change your thoughts into something more positive to think that, okay, this season is my waiting season. Maybe I'm not fully who I need to be for this particular thing that I'm waiting on. So this is the time where I become him or I become her. So that when I get when I get what it is that I'm asking God for, I can be fully prepared and be the person 100% that person that God needs me to be to fully take care of the blessing that it is that I'm asking for. Even though we do feel like we ready, you like, God, I did everything. I know I'm ready for when you put this in my life. God knows that sometimes we're not. Even though we feel 100% prepared, it's always more that we can work on. So, trusting God's timing, build your faith, because it's definitely tested in your hard times. So even if your faith is so small, use that little piece to keep moving forward, to get through this waiting season. Use this time to become present because in this time, things become so much clearer. I want you to fully grasp that. So, what I think would be a great thing to do during your waiting season, like I stated, is journaling. This is a topic that I think is great. It's one that I use, and it's called Surviving Your Waiting Season. What am I waiting on? What are you waiting on in your waiting season? That's the first thing that's important. Write about what it is you're waiting on, and then write about who it is that you need to become to grasp that. Who do you need to become to handle that blessing correctly? Okay? So, here's an affirmation for you. I am fully prepared for what God has for me. I am coping with my waiting season. I am the woman or man that God wants me to be to receive the blessing that He has for me. Everything will work out in my favor because that's what God wants for me. Life is not hard, life is a learning time. I am not rushing my waiting season because I'm right where I need to be. Y'all have a great week. I hope that if this only touch one person, that you carry it to someone else because I know that we all have gotten into a period of time where we in our waiting season and we feel like we've done everything right. And then we're still stuck here. We're still at this plateau. Plateau. I have a hard time pronouncing that word. But anyway, y'all have a great week. And once again, I thank y'all so much for the people who have been listening to my podcast. I really appreciate it. I definitely didn't expect it to have as many views as it has. And I'm really grateful for it all. I just pray that it continues to help people one person at a time and eventually grow to where it touches more and more people. But again, thank you so much. And if you have time, I have this group on Facebook called the Circle of Healing, where we will have just a safe space for people to talk about their issues. I post motivational things in there. I plan to have different topics every week that I stick to and just provide people with a safe space. Even if you want to post anonymous, you can. So it's called the Circle of Healing on Facebook. Make sure you're following the Heal Yet podcast on Facebook and Instagram. And also, my personal Instagram is Majea Shea. Y'all have a great week. Thank you for listening. Thank you for listening to the Heal Yet podcast. I do want to ask if y'all can go ahead and follow me on all platforms at Heal Yet Podcast. I really, really thank you so much for listening, and I hope that you come back for the next episode. Bye.